Welcome, everybody. I am DJ Riley, and you may have seen me before, but on a different channel of Boys on the Bench. Now, I'm still running that channel as well, but I've decided to kind of also make a video on my own platform. So if you wanted to, make sure you're also not only subscribing to this channel, but also Boys on the Bench. That link's in the description below. I will be doing one video a day, trying my best to do one video a day on each of those channels. So really allowing you to get the most bang for your buck is subscribing to both and getting notified anytime that these videos are dropping, because again, my goal is to get these out daily. Now, with this, I will be giving you my top 3 NBA picks that I have found using the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer tool, and you all know that how unpredictable this NBA playoffs has been, and hopefully you've been on the right side. I have been on the right side myself using that Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer tool. So really all that it does, it allows you to stop stressing out over all of your research and just listening to what the books are telling you. It's as simple as that. It allows you to make these slips in less than a minute, less than 2 minutes. And it's by just looking at some of the top picks and really evaluating what the books are saying and then going off of that. And that's really the approach that I'll be using in this video alone. And really, if we hop over here to my X profile, you can see some of the picks that I've played here. You can see that this was a 10 times multiplier that I've had cash. And again, I know nothing about really esports, League of Legends, CS2, any of this stuff. 5 out of 5 hitting a 10x slip, and really all I did was just listen to what Daily Grind Fantasy was giving me. Also in this one, you can see here, I went 4 out of 5 hitting a 2x multiplier in this pick here as well. And again, know nothing about that CS2 play there as well. Now, making at this time, hopefully you are following this X profile because I'm posting all of these picks here. You can see here that I posted this just about an hour ago, and really there's 11 plays at 55% odds to hit on these CS2 plays, 2 plays that I just showed you that I've hit before using the same strategy, right? 11 plays at 55%. And that's at least with 2 data points, which is very important. You're not looking at just one data point. And I'll show you that here just a little bit later on in this video. But really, grab this. Use the code BENCH. Get 25% off of this. I've already dropped 2 slips down in my Twitter, so make sure you're checking that out. This is the first slip. I gave you an easy tell link here for that first slip there as well. And that's a 6-leg parlay for that 25 times multiplier. This one is just a 5 times. We've thrown an NBA pick in there, that Jason Tatum over 5 assist, and then 4 CS2 plays here. Go tell these guys. We're getting crazy positive EV value, so make sure you're jumping on those as soon as you can. Now, what I mentioned here, if we look over here at Daily Grind Fantasy, really what I was saying is whenever you're creating these, what you don't want to do, you can see that these plays here only have one kind of line on these picks, right? That's what we want to stay away from. Just because it's really saying, okay, well, it's really a toss of the coin. Yes, there's variancy because it's a 3-point difference, right? Underdog is offering this at 27.5, whereas this book is offering this at 30.5. Well, it's really to say who is right. The more books that we have betting on this, then typically the better that we can get, which is why it's great to set this minimum data points to at least 2, because then this will be the first pick that pops up, because this has at least 2 points and we're getting 55% odds to hit, but we're not really getting a ton outside of really this play. And that's kind of it. So don't only just go out here and pick these top plays, because really you'll be crossing your fingers hoping that they work. That's just the back end calculations that Daily Grind Fantasy does. There is a system to using this software. Don't just expect to come out here and just make these top 5 picks and that it's going to pay off for you every single time. That's not the way that we use these tools, right? So if we hop over here, we're looking at PrizePicks, really just betting on the NBA and MLB. Hopefully you can go to my X profile, get those other CS2 plays before they are gone by the time you are seeing this video. So really, we're just looking at the NBA and MLB plays here. We can see, again, plenty of opportunities here, but I have 3 top plays for you today. And that first one here is this Jason Tatum going over 5 assists, right? We can see all of these books coming in at 5.5 here, really giving us that half-point edge. Not really any of them are totally favoriting this, maybe other than this Fliff book here offering that at -120, but a lot of these books are kind of favoriting the under, which is why PrizePicks has kind of dropped this by half a point, but they're not heavily favoriting the under. But I really like this, because if we look at over here at Outlier, kind of the historical data that we're seeing on him, if we look at how he's done in his last 10, he's hit this over in 6 out of his last 10 games. But more importantly, looking at Cleveland and all 3 playoff games, he's had a minimum of 5, but then 6 and 6, right? So if looking at just the 3 games that he's played versus Cleveland in the playoffs, he's kind of covered this line, and he hasn't lost it, right? He's hit the over at least twice. And if you look at head-to-head and how he's done head-to-head versus them this season, he's had these 6 games. So he's hit 2, covered 2, or kind of pushed 2, and then fell on the under on 2, right? But looking here in the playoffs most recently, I think that that's what kind of takes more precedent and more value, and that's what we are getting here in 6, 6, and 5. Looking at his minutes played, he's not really far off from his season average here. That game was a little bit closer, so he saw a little bit more minutes, potential assist, right? He's even seeing a little bit more less potential assist here. Coming into the playoffs and what he's seen throughout the season. But again, he's found a way to get it done versus this Cleveland team here in the playoffs. So really love this play for him today. Now, if we hop back over here to PrizePicks, seeing what our next play is, I'm going to take this Kyrie Irving under 6 assists. I don't necessarily love taking turnover plays. It's kind of a 50-50 split on me. So I know people who love it because you're getting really good odds at 54.2% really on this play. For me, I've been burned too much. So this is why I like that Kyrie Irving play. We're seeing, again, plenty of books just like that Jason Tatum. We're getting it a 6 opportunity at under 6. So we have a push possibility with this if it comes to that. And again, all of these books are really favoriting the over here on that 5.5 line, which is why they've bumped it up to the 6. But we'll go ahead and take the under at 6, and hopefully we can get that push if anything, but really banking on the under to hit. Now, looking here at his last 10, he's hit this under in 6 out of his last 10. Looking at OKC, though, he's really dominated them there this last 2 games versus them. And the first playoff game, he only had 3, and that was mostly due to the blowout that OKC had. But we're really getting a good, really positive EV. All of the other books are offering this at 5.5. PrizePicks is offering this at 6. So why would we not take the half-point edge, right? And kind of take advantage of what the market is telling us. And that's what I'm saying. More times than not, a lot of people stress out over their research, right? And they're just kind of freaking out on what do I need to do. Potential assist, you can tell that if there's 2 outlier games amongst all of these, it's these last 2 games versus OKC. Where in that first matchup he had 7, but then he blew up for 20 and 16. Why is that? Not really sure. But all of these sports books know this as well. This isn't information that they don't know, and they're still offering this line at 5.5, whereas PrizePicks is offering at 6. Give me that half-point edge, going under 6 for Kyrie Irving. Now, if we go over here, looking at the last picks, and that's that Max Strus under 7.5 rebounds plus assists, giving us all 3 plays over 54% odds to hit. This one coming in at 54.07. We can see here 7.5 amongst all books, and they're all coming in at roughly the same except for this Fliff, which is kind of an outlier at minus 150. But really, outside of that, all 5 other books are offering this at least minus 130 here, which is very good. And really what we're getting here is minus 119 odds from PrizePicks. And the average juice on this is minus 138, so almost a 20-point difference in the juice level there. So anyways, Max Strus, though, looking here over his last 10 games, he hasn't hit this, or he's hit the under in 4 straight, but then 6 out of his last 10. Now looking at his head-to-head as well, he's played this Boston team 5 times this season, hitting the under in 4 out of those 5 games, and it's really been his last 4 matchups versus them. Yes, these have kind of been hooks in a sense, right? Coming in very close at 7-7 in his last 2 games versus them. But I really love this matchup for Max Strus to go under. Assist potential. Really kind of, again, an outlier game here in 5. Rebounding chances, another outlier game here in 12. So really 12 and 5, 17, and he still only came in at 7, so he had plenty of opportunities to hit the over in this, and he did not at all. So anyways, though, guys, listen to the books here. It's proven to be profitable for a very long time. Take advantage of what the books are telling us, and let's go ahead and take all of these. So again, Jason Tatum, let's go over 5 assists. Kyrie Irving under 6 assists, and then the Max Strus under 7.5 rebounds plus assist here. Anyways, guys, these are my top 3 NBA picks. Make sure you're also checking out that Boys on the Bench profile because I will be dropping a video there later tomorrow. So anyways, yeah, give us a subscribe there. I would very much appreciate it, and I will see y'all tomorrow.